Recently, I've been playing this little game called Choo Choo Charles, an indie game released by 2-Star recently, where you shoot a giant evil spider with another train. It's pretty great. So I figured, how do you make this in Pathfinder 2e? So let's build him. Goodbye, Eugene. So, goals for the build: we have to build a half spider, half train, half demon hell beast, but if he deals swift and punishing damage on a train. Finally, we need to go super demon spider, able to go on one last final outing and try to kill our archivist. For creature level, I think 15 is a great number for Charles. 15 is huge in Pathfinder 2e, and a great number of scary beasts such as dragons and demons average about this level anyways, so I think that's fitting for Charles. Next up is alignment, size, and traits. For alignment, chaotic evil is great because Charles is a demon spider. I think that's pretty much chaotic evil in and of itself. For size, huge, so he's going to get a 15 by 15 foot engine. And for traits, construct and fiend, given your demon train. The spider part would suggest animal, but I think spiders are pretty demonic already, so we'll just roll that up into fiend. For Charles' big ability score modifiers, for our main 6, we're going to go 6 in strength, dexterity, and constitution, with a low of intelligence at 0, wisdom at a +2, and charisma at +5. Charles is scary, which is the charisma for the high intimidation, but isn't a scholar and does minimal with his wisdom score. +666, couldn't resist for those being our big physical stats. Those big Thomas the Tank Engine eyes have to be good for something, so let's set perception at +23. You can spot the rival train at pretty much any distance and are always on the lookout for the archivist. And dark vision, to see in the dark. Whether it's the caverns you spawned in, or in the dark dreary night in which you hunt your prey, you need to see in the dark. As for languages, Charles communicates in bite. He doesn't really talk, so we don't need any languages, but maybe a train whistle for intimidation? Choo choo? I don't know. For skills, athletics placed at a +33, you're able to catch with a fully gassed, steamed up train engine, while traversing over small hills and railroad tracks. Nature, survival, intimidation, put those at +25. For decent skill checks, to find your target, survive on the island, and intimidate your prey. Also seek at +25, because when Charles wants to find you, he will. For items, I would call his armor, if you want to call it that, the company train chassis, equal to a +2 resilient armor. Getting a +2 armor proficiency rune, which is an item bonus to AC of +2, as well as a greater resiliency rune, increasing your saves by +2. Other items can include lore-based items such as journals, clues, and notes, and of course the eggs that you can use to summon Charles if they're collected and placed upon the console, which again will factor more into the end game. As for right now, the eggs are also considered items for the purposes of this build. They are important to him after all. Also, look at this funny little clip of him trying to get in the house. He's so funny. And for AC, since we're already talking about his armor, since you're made up of mostly metal and spindly spider legs, I would say a +36 is fair for a beast such as yourself. You're very fast, maneuverable, and just plain old tough. Again, you are made of like 80% train. For saving throws, put a 20 in reflex, but 32s in fortitude and will saves. Reflex is low because you have a one-track mind, and that's to eat the player. You don't dodge flamethrower, you don't dodge missiles, you don't dodge a hail of gunfire. Charles is purely on the chase. I can't imagine him being deterred by mental spells or draining or being slowed. He refuses to stop chasing unless he takes too much damage, which checks out when I think of these saves. Low reflex means he doesn't try to dodge you. High fortitude and will saves means he's just focused on trying to eat you, no matter what. That's my reasonings for this array. For hit points, I think 270 is a good middle of the road for a big beast such as Charles. It's a high level encounter, so he should have a lot of health. For immunities, weaknesses, and resistances. For resistances, I think a +5 to physical damage is fair because you are again 80% train. I think that checks out. For weaknesses, +9 to fire because he really does not like to be set on fire. And a +15 good because again, you are half demon, half spider, half train, all monster. For speed, Charles is a train of spider legs. He moves unbelievably fast for his size, so let's call it 50 speed. He moves very fast, and when you stack this upon a later attack feat I'm going to give him, it works even better. Of course, you get a climbing speed equal to your land speed since he's traversing difficult terrain like it's nothing, such as, rocks and train tracks and hills. For strikes, Charles is about to eat and devour his prey using his fangs and his legs to hit and attack the player. So for legs, I will put 2d6 +6 +4 evil damage for his fangs, 2d12 +6 +4 evil damage. Attack bonus, +28 is pretty decent size considering he's also focused on attack and train, so help the player. Capable of overwhelming defenses and eating people alive. When it comes to spells, I think when he's in his final form, i.e. his final showdown boosts, only 2 are appropriate. 3 uses of the 6th level teleport, and 3 uses of blink charge. I think these are appropriate for his post-egg warping, as well as his ability to move around and move quickly around the battlefield, like, Nightcrawler from X-Men. For abilities, we need to be able to charge into a train and attack it, so sudden charge feels appropriate. Stride twice. If you end your movement within melee range of one enemy, you can make a melee strike against that enemy. You can use sudden charge while you're burrowing, climbing, or flying, or swimming, but you have to have the corresponding movement type. We also get a horrifying train whistle with terrifying howl. Attempt intimidation checks to demoralize each enemy within 30 feet, regardless of your success. Each creature is immune for 1 minute. For our final form, get 60 temporary HP, gain a use of spells, such as the ones I previously stated, as well as resistance of +8 to physical damage, boosting it from our previous +5, making you a little bit tougher. Do you want to roll up Choo Choo Charles? With 270 HP, high speed, and decent AC, Charles is an intimidating foe, great for a single big boss to fight. You're also a giant spider and a train monster with the ability to survive out in the wild when you're not hunting your archivists, and scare them to death when you roll initiative. And in your final boss form, you get 330 health, magic spells to use, and a great way to finish off a scary adventure. So buy your ticket to ride rails, grab some scrap, and hopefully end Charles' reign of terror. Good job, 2-star. Can't wait to see you start working on Gus the Bus, where a demon bus tries to kill us.